What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, fresh off reading the Communist Manifesto, and I'm here with...
Gersh One, fresh out of rehab.
Today, we're back at it again, ready to ad-lib and not trip over our words in another For the Emperors.
Nope.
No, for the greater...
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first.
Aaron...
Hegwig.
Yeah, for Aaron Hegwig. So it seems that many Primarchs are missing because they were reported going to the Eye of Terror. Would any of them come back corrupted by chaos?
Yeah, I can definitely see that, especially because the story of the Primarchs continues to be told. It's not just like a pause after the Horus Heresy, and then 10,000 years pass, and then nothing happened.
Yeah, I think it's been like 2 years now, like a what-if scenario for like the end of Warhammer 40K, and there's one that's going to be a corrupted Primarch, but not through chaos, and that's Jagtai Khan. Yeah. I feel that since he went into like the webway to fight against the Dark Eldar, maybe they captured him and they've been torturing him for all these years, and he comes back as like a broken man, flesh flayed off.
PTSD.
Yeah, he's like going through it, and he's just used as like almost like the death... Was it the Death Guard? No. The Black Rage.
Oh, yeah.
The Death Company for the Blood Angels, where he's like chained up, and the Archons use him as like just a crazed animalistic brute.
And it would make sense to his backstory, or at least what the inspiration to his theme is. Like the Mongol Empire, they were like sadistic individuals. They would get corpses of plague-ridden people and fling them across or over like walls and stuff so that the populace would get infected. That's grimdark. That's like super fucked up. And for a loyalist to be the one doing that kind of stuff, it goes to show that like, yes, the Drukhari really corrupted him to the point where he sees war as like there are no rules.
Yes, survive and win at any cost.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be really interesting too that they like grafted his body on like a horse and stuff, so that he still has like the speed, and he has that type of like centaur / theme for like the whole Mongols and like the riders and stuff like that.
That would be super awesome, just because like that's what the what is it, the witches or the homunculi? That's what they do. That would be insane. Would GW ever go that grimdark? Probably not.
Yeah, no. He's gonna come back pristine, like nothing ever happened.
I feel like we should create our own video of all these crazy grimdark like theories of like, so Ferrus Manus becoming a servitor, or the clone of Ferrus Manus becoming a gimp to Fulgrim. And now we have a Minotaur.
Yeah, flayed Minotaur, Jagtai Khan.
That would be super grimdark and awesome. Good question. Next one.
This one is by...
I have one from Neo Acid Creep. What is Fulgrim doing as a demon prince of Slaanesh for pleasure? Don't the Primarchs not have sex organs or sex drives or something like that? What Fulgi thing to get his rocks off? So she who thirsts. So in other words, like, what is he doing to get pleasure?
So yeah, Primarchs aren't like Space Marines where they're like created for one goal only. Primarchs are more than that, because they're the progenitors of the Space Marines. So I would assume that they still have all their organs, thoughts, desires, needs, etc. Because that's also what kind of led them towards like chaos and doing all these other things on their homeworlds and whatnot. So yeah, I think that Fulgrim has that vanity to him, that chase towards perfection, and I think that is what is giving Slaanesh power. I'll do anything, I'll kill anybody, to get closer to this state of ecstasy through perfection.
Yeah, I want to look pretty, basically. And I want to be the best at whatever it is that I do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree. So by no means are we saying that Primarchs can have sex and have children, because I feel like that's going to be in the comment section.
Yeah. Because, Guilliman did have a family.
Not biological.
Yeah, not biological, but like he had like that type of upbringing.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I guess you could say every Primarch, most of the Primarchs had families. Like Mortarion had like an adoptive stepfather and stuff like that. But yeah, not to the point of like actually fathering children and having like the nuclear family and stuff.
Yeah, and also remember that like ecstasy could still occur even though their junk might not work. If your junk doesn't work, your tongue can still do a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
You got mouths.
Yeah, so you could do stuff.
Multiple mouths.
Good question though. Next one.
Neo Acid Creep. You know when you be up in the club, bottles popping full of dub? Which pre-heresy Primarchs crew rolled the hardest? Like if you watched how they move, you'd mistake them for a player pimp. They'd been hit with a few shells, but they ain't walk with a limp.
God damn.
Yeah, some old school 50 Cent right there.
And also the question is hardcore because it makes me think.
Yeah.
Initially, I thought Lorgar and his crew, because who is more like close knit, like don't fuck with my boys than Jehovah Witnesses, right?
Perhaps, yeah.
They're smiling at you, but you know they're carrying.
You know they're carrying. Wow.
So Lorgar would be the same thing. It would be door-to-door word bearers carrying boulders in their back. Like we're here to talk about your Lord and Savior, the Emperor of Mankind, and if you like pop off, they will too.
Like the Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
I was about to say Lehman Russ, but I think you got me beat there.
Well, Lehman Russ would be really good because yes, taking shots. I mean, the Fenrisians are known to get like stabbed by trolls.
Right.
Fucking what are they called? Kraken.
Kraken, yeah. They'll literally get stabbed in the chest and just bring me another bottle of mead.
Yeah, so they are gangster in the truest sense of like they've been shot. What is it, 9 times?
But they can walk with a limp.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they could go to the candy shop. That's a different song. I won't even get into that one.
But yeah, that's a good one. I think the weakest one though, the one that you don't want to be a part of in that space, would be Vulcan and his boys. Surprisingly.
Yeah, because they're just a bunch of bros, just a bunch of dudes. Like, oh, your chair's broken, let me fix that.
Yeah. They're just guys being, no, it was bros being dudes, dudes being guys. I don't know.
Something like that.
Next question.
Young Who 87. Which 40K story was so horrifying that it made your spine chill?
I think that the standard one that everybody talks about is like overkill now in all Warhammer 40K YouTube is Demon Kulaba.
Yeah. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm so scared reading this. It's just like,
Yeah, stitched together.
Yeah, for
bodies.
me, body horror has always been a yuck, not a yum. Like, and I think it happened because of watching The Fly when I was younger, and then watching Gremlins getting wet, all the little balls popping out their back. Like, exactly. Yeah. So I think I never liked that aspect of horror, but I want a really good dark, like chaos / Sisters of Battle, because they have like the religion aspect to it, and like chaos, not Chaos Space Marines, but like demons and possession. I think we could get something really cool with that.
You just want a nun getting like possessed, like in the movie The Nun. And then think of have you seen the Mexican Nun? Where she's dancing and the thing is spinning?
I haven't seen any of that.
Lies.
True. I've seen none of that.
Yeah, good question though. Next one.
This one's by the big one. The girl down the hall from my apartment has a huge donk, but also 5 kids and 5 baby daddies. Could this be one of those very rare occasions when the booty is not worth it?
No, it's always worth it. You always have to give people a second chance. It doesn't matter if they have 5 different baby daddies, 5 different children. It's the heart that matters. And healing is powerful. So she might have been a thought last year, but if she's gone through a journey, she might be worth it this time. The only way to know is to be understanding, empathetic, and really just open your heart to this individual that lives in your apartment complex.
Yeah, down the hall.
Words of wisdom. Next question.
This one's by PKS. How many servitors do you think you would need to operate a standard Imperial ship?
Como 15?
Yeah, a lot. Because, like, you got to think about how big ships are, how much maintenance they need. You're going to need people to help fix and clean and run engines and stuff like that. So I would say at least 15.
It's a lot.
This next question is by Sonder420. If you guys were to make an ant vivarium, what faction would be your theme, and what spices of ant would you like to keep?
So I don't know that many, but I like the ones that carry honey in their butts. What are they called?
Honey butt ants.
Let's hit up Ants Canada to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I think it would be the honey in their butts, and I think I would do a Necromunda themed. What's it called?
Vivarium?
Yeah,
I thought it was called a terrarium, but I guess for ants it's not.
Because it's underground. But it fits perfectly because the underhive is underground. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I would do. What about you?
I think it would be like a nautical themed, and whatever type of ant I would have, I'd probably make little tiny sailor hats and like put it on their heads.
Yeah. I don't think we have to explain what all this is, right?
No,
they kind of get it.
You get it, right? Yeah, 40K, right?
Yeah,
Warhammer.
Let's go back to talking about the rodents fighting on my table. Last question. Do you have one?
This one's by Luigi Mussolini. Does Chaos have a Tech Marine equivalent? I would assume all their war gear and somewhat alliance with the Dark Mech, they would have some kind of Chaos Marine with affinity to demonic tech.
Yep. It's the dude that fucking rides the spider.
Warpsmiths.
Yeah.
He is a type of warpsmith. But yeah, basically warpsmiths are the exact same thing as Tech Marines. Just chaotic.
Yeah, scary.
They have tendrils instead of like... How do I put it? So if you've ever seen Tech Marines, they have that backpack with like the servo arms.
Flagellants?
Yeah. But they're all like hard and rigid. Where like the Chaos ones are all like spindly, like Doc Ock.
Ew. A mind of their own. Sometimes they touch, sometimes they squeeze.
Yeah. It all depends on what you like.
Yeah. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and talking to us, and we'll talk tomorrow.
That's right. More questions are coming your way. And as always, it's been the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwin.
And we are out.